Hello everybody, Papa Blue Shirt here. Special day today. Well, we already went over 8,000 miles and now we're at 8,082. Here's what the bike looks like. You can see I still got my bungeed rear fender. Too lazy to fix it. And you can see my tires here, how wore out they are. See this one here. It's got real close to 8,000 miles, I think, because I had a flat, right away. So I have to look and see how many miles I have, but they're starting to show somewhere. But I think I'll get to 10,000. For each bike I get is 10,000 miles, and then after that I get a new bike. But I got a new one a little earlier this time, so it's kind of a reward my wife gives me. Kind of a reward I give myself too. And so yeah, so let's get going. And there's the one that started it all, my old Eco-Trick. Eco-Trick's got, where's my miles on there? There they are, 618. So this has 10,618. I reset it right when it was at 10,000 because this resets at 5,200, I think it is. And so I set it right back to zero again at the right time so I would know, but I just use that from going up and back and forth from the house because I have a hard time walking. So it's been good for that. I put about 3 or 4 miles on it, just going back and forth to the house. And the house ain't very far. It's right there. But it's too far for me to walk. Let's get out there and get riding on my 8,000 mile ride. Well, we were able to finally get our drain put in here. I was gonna do it myself, and I was gonna allow myself a week. You can see it here. It rained right after he did it, so it got kind of bad. And so I'm gonna work on that today, putting some rock there. You can see how big the pipe is. That's how big we put in, going right next to the house. So it's 12-inch pipe, so there ain't gonna be no problem, I don't think, no more with the house getting flooded right by that area. It's got an area where 2 parts of the house roof come together there, and it just can't drain fast enough. On the really bad downpours, like when you get 8 inches in an hour, it can't handle that. You can see my pond's back down again. I'm gonna come through here tonight too and smooth this out a little bit. But anyways, he planted that grass there, and a couple days later it rained, and the grass is already starting to grow real good. So, and it hasn't rained since, so that worked out just perfect. Couldn't ask for a better outcome. And as you can see, the corn's all been harvested. That's all gone now. And there's a coolness in the air. I'm back to those days where, do I wear a coat or do I not? Yeah, I was going to show the 8,000 right when I passed over it, but it's been really windy. So I end up talking too loud, so this way, it does seem a little windy though today. So maybe I overthought it. Yeah, it looks like I overthought the wind thing. It's pretty windy today. But I'll try not to talk too loud. This DJI mic, it usually picks it up, really well. Got it under my shirt right there. So hopefully, man, there's a car coming at the time. That scared me. Well, it's been a while since I've been over here by Big Bertha Hill, so let's go over here and see what it looks like down here. This area, there's no houses down here, just a few cabins. There's one house before you get there, but once you get down in the bottoms, there's no houses. And when it rains, it gets really bad down there. It's a really nice place to ride because it's got a lot of trees and it's down in the bottom, so the wind's not as strong. So I like to come down here sometime, especially in the winter time, when it's wind's blowing really hard and it's like 5 degrees out. Raccoon in the middle of the road. And this is where I do a lot of my hill testing. I'll have to bring the H8 60 volt over here. You can see this is quite the hill here. I don't know what exactly the grade is. I should check it out. I think it's like 10% or something. Even more than that, I think. It's really steep. I got to ride the brake the whole time. Then it's all bottoms down here. It's really good, good land for farming, but can get kind of messy down here when it rains. It goes over the road. You can see here where it washed it all out there. Every year they got to come back here and fix it. Oh, it's a real beautiful area down here. Goes back here for a couple miles and then it stops. Stops at a cabin I'll show you in a minute. It also has a area. Had to turn my music down in my ear so I don't talk so loud. It also has a area back here. I'll see if I can find a clip of it. Oh, this is so cool. I come back and look at it again. I don't see no fish in here though. Maybe there ain't no fish. Don't see none. But you could take a canoe down here, set it right in the water here, and go off to your snake infested adventure. That is just so cool. That is just so cool. Long ways down here. There had to be fish in here somewhere. I don't see none though. Huh. Oh, this is so cool. I was just riding through the woods one time and I went down this little trail and I found a really neat looking swamp and had a dock back there and everything, and so it was like a whole nother new world back there. But I guess it belongs to the college and they come out here and do testing. Yeah, I knew it was around this area somewhere, but I never knew exactly where, and I just kind of stumbled on it one day. One day in the fall. You know, in the summertime I don't go back there because I'm too afraid of chiggers. Take that road all the way to the end there. And they also have like a weather station at the end of that road. So that's probably where our apps in this area get a lot of the weather information. Well, you can see the road washes out because it's really steep through here. But it's a good place to ride when it's either hot or really cold. As you can see, it's got covering on both sides. Like riding an old logging road through the woods. And then it just kind of ends right here at a cabin. Looks like someone might be out here because they got the gate open. There's a lot of hunters that hunt back here. It's a really prime hunting area. As you can imagine, the deer go right up in the woods there, back in the swamps, and some of those deer you never see. It's probably some really big bucks out there. You haven't lived until you've rode 35 miles an hour down the old gravel road. Yeah, woohoo! Now for the ride back up. I don't know if I can do it without getting in all-wheel drive. I'm slowing right down. Feels like I'm barely moving. There we go. Get that all-wheel drive going. I can get up it. Yeah, there's a reason why I do my test right there, because that's pretty much the steepest road in our area. Yeah, there's my little doggy. You're gonna win today. Oh, that was close. That was close. A photo finish. I'll give it to the dog. He beat me. A lot of empty houses around here. You know, when you live in a very humid environment, an empty house, it don't take long for them to go bad. This is really humid down here. Yeah, it looks like someone's hunting down here. It's about all you can do in these areas down here is hunt. You can plant good crops if you time it right. A lot of our runoff areas, when it's not been raining for a while, they can use them for ATVs because the water is only a few inches deep in most places. Just got to make sure that you don't drive into a pondy area. But anyways, they use them to run up and down the streams. And they ride them up and down the road. They ride them to about anywhere around here. They're not too worried about anything. That's the kind of area I like. I don't like those areas where if you take a mini bike out in the street, there's a cop waiting there to stop you, No, pretty much leave you alone here. Anyways, we'll probably not ride as far today because I want to spend some family time today, and I got to fix the driveway, so I got to get that done before family time. And so I told my wife I wouldn't go on my really long ride today, so we're not going to get as many miles. But probably by the time you see this, I'll have 400 or 500 miles more on my bike than what I end up here today, as long as the bike holds together. Speaking about the bike holding together, was making those noises, and it still makes the noise. It seems like it kind of goes away a little bit once you're riding, or maybe it's just because I turn my radio up in my ears and I don't hear it. I'm just hoping it'll last till I get to 10,000 miles, so we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna have plant-based barbecue burgers and Sonic French fries. So we'll see how it goes tonight. It's been so long since I ate meat. Only time I miss it is when I smell a barbecue. That's the only time. Other than that, I don't even think about it. There's 3 things that you can talk about if you want to have an argument. One is religion, the other is politics, and the other is how you eat. And so I don't do much talking about either one of those things. Well, I got another rider up here. Hope he turns because I don't want to go blowing by somebody. Yeah, he's still gonna go straight. Yeah, I'm gonna go down here. Let him get up there a little ways. Maybe he'll turn off somewhere. This says no through traffic, so I assume it's a dead end. If it wasn't a dead end, it'd go over there where I ride on the other side. But this is really low bottoms down here, so they probably don't want the expense of making a bridge. So it probably just goes back to someone's house. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a really long private driveway like this, wouldn't it? I had a couple of dogs back here to greet me. Yep, they were real happy dogs though. I said, "How you doing there, puppy?" And their tail started wagging, so I knew they were no threat. Well, like I said, the road went back there. Looks like there's only 2 houses back there. And I was probably those dogs' high point of the day. There's probably no UPS delivery today, so I'm probably the high point of the day. Quite a lot of bugs. And the people who live there probably looking out the window, see who's there. They probably don't get much traffic back there. Yeah, the other day I was riding up to the house and I had my music going in my ears, you know, pretty loud, because I got to have it loud for when I'm on the road. And you know, my wife was out there. She said something I couldn't hear her, so I went to slow down. I hit the speed button. There's another road. I wonder if that one goes all the way through. I should look on Google Maps just to see. Anyways, and she said something to me, and so I wanted to slow down, and I was leaning to the right, and I hit my passive assist button from 1 to 0, and I went to hit the throttle just to get a little bit to where she was at, and it was on 0, so I didn't get nothing. And by that time I was going too slow that I couldn't lean back the other way, and so over I went. And when I went over, I got my foot stuck in between the battery and the seat. So I didn't fall all the way to the ground, but I just kind of hopped off and my foot was stuck. But I saved it. You kind of tweaked everything a little bit, but I'm starting to get back to normal. Yeah, I guess that's why old people stop, riding, is they get hurt and then they can't get out there again. But hopefully I won't get hurt and I can keep right on going here. Because it's about the only exercise I can do. Oh, there's a fire over here. I wonder what's going on. Yeah, it's kind of windy to be doing that. If it's a controlled burn. Maybe it's not. We just had rain 2 nights ago, so it's probably a controlled. Awful big area. Boy, it looks bad. Well, he went that way. He went that way, so let's see if I can beat him to the other road this way, in case he's going the same way. I just don't like to blow by a person that's not on an e-bike, because then they think, wow, you'll get a real bike and all that kind of stuff. Well, I made it. I made it past it. Yeehaw! Yeah, the weather said it wasn't going to be windy today. They lied to me again. I sometimes have some dogs up here that try to greet me. Usually going pretty fast, but I don't see them today. Don't see them today. Yeehaw! Oh yeah. Now, kind of going a little bit with the wind, I think now. Not so bad. Still feel it though, so it must be going a little across me. Yeah, the leaves are starting to turn a little bit, so letting us know it's getting close. I still got to get my H8 60 volt set up like I want it. I can't believe they still put a triple on that at 60 volts. I mean, it's crazy. I can only ride and pass this assist number 2 before I start the ghost pedal. So that's not going to work. If I wanted a motorcycle, I'd get one. I want to be able to pedal. So I'll be making some changes on that. In the meantime, I'm trying to get this to 10,000. I actually have the parts to do it. I just couldn't walk yesterday, so I figured I shouldn't be down in the garage working on the concrete for all that time. So maybe next weekend. This guy's got a really funny sign up here. It says no stupid people beyond this point. No stupid people beyond this point. Yeah, maybe I should get one of those. Of course, then maybe I wouldn't have a place to lay my head, right? Yeah. All right, well, that's where we ended. 33 miles, looks like. Still got 60 volts left. Let me see here. 48 miles an hour max. That's not that big hill I went down. 31 average. 60 volts left. 81.16. All right, yeah. That was a fun ride. Went down a road I never went down before, so that's always nice. And as you can see, my bike's real dirty. But that's 60 volts left with 2 batteries. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, when I fell, my foot got stuck right here. I usually, when I get off, I just put my foot on one side and I get off like a horse, you know. And, but that caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for it. But we lived. All right, well, this is Papa Blue Shirt. Thanks for riding with me today. Kind of a short ride today, but got to get out there and fix that driveway for Mama. Go and spend some family time. So, well, all right, everybody. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you.
Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you, liking to you, liking to you, liking to you, liking to you.